some of the emotions after that, please?
Real pride in the players, in the whole football club, really. The scenes at the end were brilliant to be a part of. I have to compliment the group on everything they gave today. I thought it was a really, really good performance, probably the best since I've been here. And I thought we deserved it. I thought it was a tough game. Tottenham are a very good team, but I thought we played very well.
I mean, did you see it coming? You've had 2 games this week. You spoke midweek about would have the energy. Did you see that performance coming?
Well, I hoped it was coming. I don't think you can ever sit here and say I knew it was coming. We decided to go with the same team today. Performances really, I think, have dictated that. We didn't want to change too much. The rhythm of the team's been really good. So we had a battle between fresh legs and the continuity and the team playing in a very functional way. And I think it worked that we just went with the same rhythm, and the players emptied the tanks for us. They gave everything. I thought technically it was a very good performance today. I thought we did very well with the ball.
Okay. You've beaten the so-called Big Six side. You've moved up into the top 4. Can you maintain that position?
I don't know. All we will do is continue to give everything for success. The players are in a really good place. The scenes in the dressing room are really good. It was great to see the happiness and togetherness in the group. And we just continue to give our all in every game.
Miles Starford.
Bruno says he hasn't had much sleep the last few days, given everything that's gone on in his life. Was there ever any doubt he would start today, given what he's been through?
Yeah, well, he's kept that quiet from me. I mean, I knew about 1 night. I didn't know about 2 nights. I found out sort of after the game. He said, I haven't slept for 2 nights. So I don't think it would have changed my decision because he's pivotal to the team. He's so important in everything that we deliver. Thought he was outstanding today. And you could see he was probably depleted in terms of energy slightly as the game wore on, and that's why I had to take him off in the end. But what he's given me on a continued basis since I've been here is he's given his heart and soul to the club, and he's an outstanding player. I think you could see that today. For me, was again, that's one of probably his best performances for the club.
Joelinton as well, that was a big lifting, big basket.
Yeah, we had a good feeling that he would be. The day after the Everton game, he said he felt okay. It wasn't as bad as maybe we'd feared initially. A slight swelling on the joint, but nothing massive. So quick recovery. He's so important for us today. He played in a different position. He played wide left. We wanted his height and stability that he gives us out of possession in the team, coming to a very tough ground. I thought he gave a very good performance.
Okay, Tom Barkley.
Team, as Chris said, are into the top 4, which we think is the first time at this stage of the season for a decade. This time last year, the team were possibly no confidence, the takeover just gone through. How do you, first of all, are you surprised how quickly it's turned around, and what do you put it down to?
I think for me, our success that we've had this season, and it's only a small part of the season, so we're very level. We're not getting carried away. But so far, what we've delivered, I think, has been based on a real unity, togetherness, characters within the changing room being very motivated, driven to do well. I think a real combination that everybody within the group is wanting success for the team ahead of any individual. So I can't credit the group enough for the conditions that they've sort of created for me to work with my coaching team. Now we've got to try and be consistent and continue to keep that motivation and squad harmony as we go further into the season.
On squad harmony, I think a lot of people would have expected players like Nagar and Alvaro not to be a big part of the future, but been the team's best player in the last month. How important has it been to make sure those guys who were here before, who were good for squad harmony, have been a big part of where the team are going, rather than just go for a big switch?
Well, we didn't want to change too much from last year because the dynamic of the squad last year was very, very strong. And our form was very good as well. So we didn't feel in the summer we needed to rip the squad apart. And if anything, we just needed to enhance it with hopefully quality additions. Now, time will tell whether we've done that. I'm not saying we have sat here now. Time will tell. The season's very early in its formation. So, but at the moment it looks good. And we still have players missing, key players that will make the squad stronger. So I think once we get a full fit squad, you know, the thought of the future is exciting because I still don't feel we're at 100% full speed yet.
Okay, just on the front row.
What can you say about from afar? It feels like a lot's been made of the transformation of Joelinton. Less so about Hammeron, but that's 5 in the final.
Yeah, he's playing very well. I mean, I think last year he played equally as well. He just didn't maybe get the goals that his performances deserved. And I think if you're not scoring as an attacking player, then people don't really tend to speak about you too much. But from a team's perspective, he did very well, especially latterly in the season. This season, I think he's picked up where he left off from last season, at the end of last season, and he's added goals. He's added some spectacular goals, like the one in midweek and the one against Fulham, and he's added some scrappy goals like the tap-in against Fulham. And I'm not sure where I'd rank today's yet. I need to see it, but it's just great he's getting in goal-scoring areas. He's playing with confidence, and he's a very, very important member of the team.
Okay, just in the middle.
Eddie, what did you make of that first goal? I mean, that was against you. Would you think sort of, on the touch and asking for it, or would you like that was just context?
Difficult to say for the boots on the other foot. I'm not sure. Of course, I was hoping the goal would be given. I think if that's two outfield players, I don't think there's a free kick given. I think the only train of thought that makes you think it could be a free kick is because one of those players is now a goalkeeper. But I don't see why that should automatically mean it's a free kick when two players collide. I don't think Callum did anything wrong. For me, he finished the goal superbly with his left foot, because it still wasn't an easy finish from that distance. I'm very pleased to see the goal given.
I know you said sort of, you're not sure whether you can maintain this in terms of staying in the top four, but you must take so much encouragement by the results against the top six. I mean, really unlucky Liverpool obviously got draws with United and seeing now one here. It shows that you can compete with them.
I think it shows we can compete if we get our A game together and we turn up and give the best account we can of ourselves. Yeah, I think we could beat anybody if we do that. We gave Manchester City a brilliant game at our best level. If we drop below that, then the games are very difficult. And I don't think that matters who you play, to be honest, at this level. If you fall below your standards, you've got a very good chance of getting beaten. I think the consistency aspect of our performance is key. We've been very good in that respect so far this season. But that's the thing we need to keep more than anything.
Okay, just up in the middle, on the right.
When Kane scored, there was still quite a long time to go in the match. How impressed were you with the way your side sort of managed the game after that? Sorry, out Tottenham really didn't have that many chances for them.
Yeah, that's the key moment in the game for me. At 2-1, the atmosphere changes. Tottenham get their tails up. We have a big question mark against how we respond in that moment. And I loved the response from the team. We were still aggressive. We didn't drop deep. We didn't go into protection mode. We stayed very strong and involved in the game as an attacking threat, which I think that is a really positive sign for the future. If we can maintain that feeling that we don't want to go into our shells in that moment, because we're being questioned defensively at that time. I thought it was a really strong response and a very good ending to the game for us.
Okay, Scott Wilson.
Eddie, you said you have played well against other teams in the Big Six, and you have, and obviously you had the Arsenal win at home at the end of last season. But this is winning away at a Big Six club, and not just hanging on, but deservedly winning, I think, as well. I mean, what will that give the players? Because they've taken various steps forward along this journey, but it does feel like another big step today.
Well, hopefully it gives us the feeling and the confidence that we can go anywhere in the Premier League and win, which is massively important. But they need to also take in that we were at a very good place, in a very good place today. We performed at a very high level, physically, technically, tactically, very high. So in order for us to deliver that, we've had to get all aspects of our games together. We can't drop off that. So we've set our standard in terms of what we want to deliver. But you're in the hardest league in the world. You're consistently asked questions. Today we got the right answers. There's no guarantee we'll do that in the future. That's why today I'm very level, very calm, knowing we've got 3 massive games before the World Cup break in the Premier League.
Okay, Jordan.
Yeah, 7 points from 3 very tough games. Just first of all, how delighted are you with that, and what does that say about the group of players that you've got and where you are at this moment in time as well?
Yeah, we knew this week would be a real tough examination for us. We have a number of injuries, small squad, really small squad to pick from at the moment. So that's why I said today we didn't want to change too much about the team dynamic. We didn't necessarily plan that before the week started. And that's where the players deserve a lot of credit, because you can only deliver that kind of physical performance that we did today off the back of preparing very well and very professionally. So big credit to the group.
Then I see you 4th in the Premier League now, 7 games unbeaten. Supporters are ecstatic, but for you is it just sort of trying to temper expectations and or remain sort of level-headed and grounded and keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, I've got no issue with that with me. I'll now be going away and watching the game back and then preparing for Aston Villa very quickly. So it's not the glamorous reaction that maybe everyone would necessarily think, but that's that's fine. That's what I need to do. I would really want my players to enjoy the moment and enjoy the win tonight. But know that we do have massive games to come, and we want to keep this feeling of where we are and how we're performing. But yeah, let the players enjoy it.
Kieran Kelly.
Hi Eddie, it was a fearless performance. Could you give us a flavour maybe of what you saw from the players before the game? It seemed they just went out there and didn't really fear their opponent.
Well, I think it's very important that you don't in any game. It doesn't matter who you're playing. If you go out onto the pitch with fear, you're almost beaten before it's started. So you have to go onto the pitch believing in yourself, your teammates, that you're good enough to execute what you need to win. So very much focusing on us, really, focusing on our performance rather than focusing too much on the opposition. I think there's a really delicate balance and how you present things to the players. So hopefully we got that right today.
The situation you came into, would you ever dream of an evening like this? What you walked into a year ago?
No, all I was focused on when I walked into the club was trying to stay in the league, and that was the only thing in my head. So everything else beyond last season didn't really visualize anything or see what would happen beyond that current campaign. Obviously that's changed now. We're past last season, but initially when I walked through the door, that was all that was on my mind.
It's kind of seen as a scalp this, but I suppose you want victories like this to become regular, as hard as they are to pull off. You don't want this to be a one-off, right?
No, of course we don't want it to be a one-off, but we are very respectful of the league. We're very respectful of other clubs and their quality. But we really do also believe in ourselves, and we believe that we can achieve special things with this group. So I think the key thing is not to get carried away from my perspective or my players' perspective in terms of what we've done today. It's one game. And as you say, we want it to be on a regular basis. That's easier said than done, believe me. So enjoy the moment, but then focus on training next week.
Okay, and last one, Scott.
I know you'll say this isn't your job and you couldn't really care less, Eddie, but Callum has talked again after the game about the World Cup and how he'd love to go and everything. Now, you know, he's obviously had the injury issues, but in terms of his goal per minutes ratio in the last two seasons, I think only Harry Kane is better in terms of English strikers. Now, you know, if he can stay fit for the next month, he's got to have a chance, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm in a difficult position because I don't want to put Gareth under unnecessary pressure or headlines. That's not my style from a manager to another manager. But I do back Callum, and I think Gareth does as well. I think he loves the player. You know, Callum's an outstanding goal scorer. He's also an outstanding teammate. So if he was to go to a major tournament, he'd support the players that are playing and wait for his opportunity to play. So for me, he's got the complete package, but that's Gareth's decision, and whatever decision he makes will be the right one.
Okay, thanks everybody.